Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Not Your Average Fangirl.
I'm your host, Grace.
And I'm your host, Addison. And in today's episode, we are talking all about your favorite and least favorite Vampire Diaries ships.
Yay! I'm so excited for this. I say that every episode, but for some reason, yeah, I'm like weirdly excited for today's episode because I could talk about the relationships all day.
Oh yeah, I love talking about the ships. And quick disclaimer, we're not talking about any of the originals ships this episode. We're splitting it up. So in a future episode, we will talk about all the ships in the originals. But there are just too many to do them all in one. So this one is just Vampire Diaries. But we will get to originals.
That'll be a future episode for sure. Previously on Not Your Average Fangirl. To the podcast for the past few days, you know I've been watching Gilmore Girls. I'm currently still watching. I'm almost on season 2. And I think that's like the main show I'm watching right now. I think just Gilmore Girls. That's my main show I'm watching right now to catch you guys up.
Yeah, I'm rewatching Gilmore Girls. I'm almost to season 4. I'm getting there. I'm getting so close to getting to where I want to be. I'm gonna be sad when it's over, but
wait, you go through it so quick. I'm such a slow watcher, I feel like.
I've been watching it like every single day, like while I'm eating like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm watching it, so I get through it faster because
I gotta get on that. I'm also in school though, because you know.
Yeah, I'm home all day, so I get through shows faster.
That's okay. You know, I support that.
Unfortunately, I think this week may be the week that I have to finish Supernatural. Because I know that I'm going to need a day to wallow afterwards. And this weekend, I'll be out of town. And next week, I'm going on vacation. And then, like, right after that is when the con is. And I'm meeting the cast. And I have to watch it before then. So, really, like, the only time for me to watch it is this week.
You're going to have to finish it.
I'm so scared. I don't know
how day is going to come. What about for music?
Music? I'm listening to our fall playlist that we made from last week's episode. It's linked in our bio on Instagram if you guys want to go check it out in our link tree. The link to our fall playlist that we were talking about last episode. I've been listening to that like every day. It's really good actually.
It's actually good. It's perfect. And I've been like I added a few more songs in the other day, but I've been listening to that as well. And I've been listening to so much Lana. Like
me too.
We mentioned this, but she's so fall, so it's perfect.
I'm listening to that and a lot of Evermore. I feel like I keep putting on Evermore. I know I said that last week too, but it's Evermore season.
It's been pretty consistent. Like nothing much has changed, but
for my books, I'm literally so upset that this is the same book I said last week, I think. But I just like went into like a reading slump the last like 5 days. I've had no motivation to read. And the book is really good, so I don't know why, but I'm still reading All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes from the Natural series. Sweet. And I still recommend it. Eventually I'll get back on top of it, but
no, yeah, you got this. I'm not reading anything. What's new with me? But actually, in school, I'm reading Hamlet, if that counts. It's Shakespeare.
I'll count it.
Oh, let's count that.
You have a book this week.
Yay! One book, and it's for school.
All right, so let's get into the main part of the episode. We asked you guys on Instagram what couples you wanted to hear us talk about, and we made a list, and that's what we're going to discuss today.
Exactly that. And first, I feel like we just have to start with Stelena and Delena because those are like the two, I feel like, biggest ships in the show. What are your thoughts on Stelena?
I feel like Stelena is just like so nostalgic. Like I love Stelena in the beginning, like season 1 Stelena. They're just so cute and wholesome and like this perfect little love story. It's great. I always love early season Stelena.
I know,
but I don't think they were meant to end up. I don't think that they were meant to end up together.
No, I agree. At first, like, they were so cute. Like, I'm not even gonna deny the fact that I was a Stelena fan at first. Like, I feel like everyone who watches the show, like, automatically just loves Stefan and Elena together because that's, like, the first relationship you're introduced to. So, I agree. I love Stelena at first, and it is so nostalgic. Like, those first 2 episodes mainly because, like, they're just first meeting and then like their first kiss, and I do love
Elena
Stelena.
Even knows what vampires are. Like
I know
it's just so cute and wholesome.
It's so cute. I love it. And then like later in the show, it like this is like kind of not Stelena, but like when it's like they're doppelgangers and they're seeing into the other universes, like the other universes, and it's like Stefan and Elena, like a version of them, are like on the porch or whatever. I think people know what I'm talking about, but like they do look so cute together. Yeah, the dream or whatever it is.
I feel like they definitely could have had an ending like that if it weren't for Damon.
Damon swooping in, my man.
Yeah, no, I feel like everyone's a Stefan fan and a Stelena fan at first, and then they just like slowly are changed over time.
Yeah, I'm one of those people who change. Like, I feel like there's actually a lot of people who like didn't like Damon at all, so they stayed like Team Stelena throughout the whole thing. But I like, as soon as I saw Damon and Elena like start interacting, like I was like, Delena. It's my favorite. And just like
watching the way that she changes him, like slowly, little by little. I know. Like it's just like they're soulmates.
They literally are. Like, yeah, Stefan and Elena were epic, but like Damon, like they were just meant for each other. Yeah, and I'm just so glad.
I know technically Stefan and Elena were the doppelgangers, and they were supposed to be soulmates. But I just feel like Damon and Elena, like they broke the system, you know. And only soulmates could do that.
And they like fought like, this is like kind of weird to say, but they fought like the perfect amount, but they also like had so much like so many good times, like the perfect amount of, like, if that makes sense, like just everything they had, like their chemistry, it just was perfect and is what we needed in the whole show. And we got it.
I feel like for a TV show, there was just the right amount of like toxicness.
Everything. You know? That's what I meant. Yes.
Yeah. But also there was enough of like the loving side where they like truly cared about each other and they weren't always just fighting, you know?
I know. That's why I feel like Delena is my favorite, because there's actually like something going on. Like there was a more of a plot with Delena than Stelena. I feel like Stelena was kind of like quick and like, I don't know. There's more like excitement with Damon and Elena.
It's Stelena was comfortable. And I always think of like Taylor Swift, like the screaming and fighting and kissing in the rain. Like that's what you miss, because that's what Delena is. You know, it's like the epic, hardcore, you'll fight for each other. But Stelena was comfortable, and that's why Elena had so much trouble leaving Stefan for Damon.
I know. It was kind of sad when, like, I'm thinking back to the first time I watched the show, like when Stefan and Elena broke up. Like it was kind of sad, but Damon and Elena were just meant for each other, and they did meet first. Let's talk about that.
Technically, like, yes. They definitely met first.
I'm thinking of that scene where Elena is on the phone with Damon and Damon's in the car, and Elena's like, you know, like maybe things would be different if we met first. I'm like, you did meet first.
Hurting my heart.
It literally hurts my heart too.
I wonder like how the show would have been different if he hadn't erased her memory of that. Or like also when he gave her the necklace back after she lost it when Elijah first showed up, if he hadn't have took those memories from her, like how it would have escalated differently, you know?
No, I agree. I've thought about that too. Like the show would be so different if that was the case.
I love Stelena, but I'm definitely team Delena.
Okay, same. All in all, we're Team Delena.
Yes.
That's just us.
But Stelena's cute.
They are. Okay, so now we want to go into a little bit of love triangles, because we know there are some love triangles in the show. Specifically, we want to talk more about like Steroline, like Stefan and Catherine, and then like add in a little Damon. So what did you think about that whole little zhizh they had?
I personally am like, I don't like Catherine that much. I'm kind of a Catherine hater.
You've said that before too.
Probably I have. So I don't like her with anybody, to be honest.
It's valid.
I don't know. I just feel like it was all toxic, and like it's a no from me on Stefan or Damon really and Catherine.
If you had to pick someone though, like for Catherine to end up with, like would you pick Stefan or Damon?
Honestly, this is kind of off topic, but I feel like she would have been really cool with Kai.
Yes. That would be like exciting.
Yeah, because like the two villains and like, I don't know. I feel like they could have been cool together. Their energy definitely matches, and they both got like a sense of humor, and
I just feel bad for like Damon in those like early episodes, because like Damon wanted Catherine so bad, and when she was stuck in the tomb, and then like she wasn't in there. So I feel like honestly, like if we're talking about which brother like loved Catherine more, I feel like it was Damon. I don't know
Damon
if that's controversial or not.
Because
Yeah.
Stefan, his love was definitely more compelled. Like, even if she didn't compel him necessarily to love her, she put on a lot of contributing factors, you know?
Didn't she turn Stefan first?
Mm-hmm.
I feel, yeah,
she
loved Stefan. She loved Stefan more, but Damon loved
her more. Yeah.
So that's what made it, like, kind of spicy and, like, had some excitement in it. But
yeah,
I don't know. I kind of feel bad, like, for Catherine, because all she wanted was Stefan, but Stefan didn't want her.
Yeah. I feel like it's kind of good that she didn't want Damon back, or, like, never, like, really led him on past 1864, because it would have been very unhealthy for him if he, like, thought he had a chance.
It would have been so bad. Is there any other, I mean, besides, we already talked about Stefan, Damon, and Elena, but I feel like there's no other, like, love triangles.
Not really. I don't think so. It's really just that one. So moving on to all of Caroline's different ships, I feel like we should start at the beginning and start with Mr. Matt Donovan.
Mr. Matt. Personally, I feel like there was nothing really in that relationship. Like, it was very flat, if that makes sense. Like, I can't even remember it thinking about it. Like, I just remember Caroline and Matt, like, when Matt drove her home and he stayed in the bed.
I feel like they were cute and they were sweet, because he was a jock and she was, like, this was season 1 Caroline, so she wasn't a vampire yet, so it was kind of like this cheerleader jock combo, and I feel like they were cute for each other at the time. And I feel like even if she stayed human and, like, after some human character development, they could have ended up together and been cute.
Yeah, they were, like, cuties, but there was nothing in the relationship that, like, grabbed my attention.
Yeah, no, they definitely weren't, like, crazy in love or, like, anything like that.
But it was cute for the moment.
It was cute for the moment, yeah. And that was, like, before I had any beef with Matt. So I feel like I actually thought they were cute, like, genuinely, you know?
No, yeah, I liked Matt in the early seasons. But stuff just went downhill after that.
Yeah.
But honestly, the next relationship, like, if we're going in order, Tyler and Caroline, like, I loved them together. Like, I was a big supporter of that.
They were so cute. I feel like we talked about this in our Vampire Diaries episode. I was feeling epic. If you want to go watch it or listen to it, if you haven't,
go listen.
And we talked about Tyler and how we think that he gets too much hate, because I love Werewolf Tyler and I love Werewolf Tyler and Caroline. So cute. They were great.
They were really cute together. Like, she like, you could tell that she really loved him, and
they had, like, really good chemistry too. Like,
and I just feel bad. Like, I'm sad it, like, kind of faded over time, because she loved him so much, and then he kind of went off with, like, helping the other packs, and I feel like it died down, and it made me sad, because, like, I really did ship them together.
I would have loved to see, like, once they broke up after he became a hybrid, like, once he turned back into a werewolf, I would have loved to see their friendship continue, because I feel like they would have been, like, a really good friendship in later seasons.
Yeah, and they grew up, like, they knew each other since they were younger, so, like, they had that bond, like, previously.
It would have been a cute relationship to continue if they still, like, even not as a couple, just as friends, you know, like.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. I feel like I don't want to repeat myself from what we said in the previous episode, but I feel like at the end of the day, if Tyler hadn't become a hybrid, I would have been totally content with Caroline and Tyler ending up together through the later seasons, even, because I just thought they were so cute. I love them.
They were. They made a great couple. Overhated. Yeah. And then that's kind of when Klaus got tied in, because
when he came into the picture.
He was, like, first in Tyler's body. Do you remember that? And then, like, Caroline and Klaus like made out in the woods, and then it started. Sorry. I love Klaus and Caroline. I'm really cheesing over here.
Yeah, no, they're one of my favorites. They are soulmates. Okay, like,
they're soulmates.
They were meant to be, and I'm so sad
no one can deny that.
Yeah, I feel like at the end of the originals, like, they totally could have gone off to live a very happy life together.
I would have loved to see that. Like, imagine the show ended like that. They deserved it all. I feel like it was just right person, wrong time, because at that point when Klaus came into her life, I feel like there was so much going on. But
and
he was willing to do anything.
Yeah, he still had a lot of growing to do as a person, I feel like. And by the end of the originals, he was ready to be the person that she always knew he could be deep down, and then they didn't get their time together, which just still hurts me to this day.
I know, like they are actually soulmates, and I feel like it's kind of like a Damon and Elena situation. Like I feel like Caroline brought out like the best of him. Like no other character in the show brought out like that sweet, nice Klaus like Caroline did, and that like proves the point of like how they're meant to be together.
I think so.
They're just the cutest ever. Like, and all the little things that he did for her, like the necklace and the painting,
the picture, the drawing.
Oh my god!
Yes, they just
epic.
Like it was just an epic love.
It was.
Obviously, I mean, we got one of like the most famous quotes from the show from them. With the "He's your first love, I intend to be your last," however long it takes.
Like no one else compares to that. Like no other man, I feel like, compared to like that love. Like Damon had that love, but that Klaus love for Caroline.
Oh yeah, Damon didn't articulate it as well.
All right, and after Klaroline, we know comes the very wholesome Steroline. This is kind of an unpopular opinion, but I'm not a huge Steroline fan. I want to say that Steroline is like one of my least favorite ships. Like, don't get me wrong, I love every ship in the show, but if I'm going to rank them, Steroline's probably at the bottom for me. I just felt like it was so rushed, and we could have seen them grow more together. Like, they were very cute, and they looked very good together, but I didn't like how rushed it was, and they just like crammed it in the last kind of 2 seasons.
Yeah, but I feel like what makes this podcast interesting is that we have differing opinions sometimes. We don't agree on everything, because I love Steroline. I think they're so cute together, and I feel like everyone says that they were rushed, but I personally feel like they weren't, because when I watch it, I feel like it's so slow burn. Like they like start to kind of be friends again, and then like do something that's like feels a little bit romantic, but like, and then her mom was like, Caroline, like just get with him, obviously like you guys like each other, and everyone's just like cheering them on, but they're like so scared, and like neither of them are making any moves or anything, and so
that makes sense. Like I can see that from your point of view.
I feel like it's just because Stefan was always so in love with Elena that it feels rushed if you don't think about it too hard, because
like blinds
he goes
people.
from like he finally gets over Elena, and then he starts to kind of realize that he cares about Caroline like that, and so I feel like in that way it might feel a little rushed, but like the actual stages of the romance itself aren't, you know?
Yeah, now that I'm kind of thinking about that, like it did build up a little in the beginning, and I'm thinking I like to talk about random scenes, but that one scene when they're at the lake house, I think, and then it's like one of their first kisses, I think, and then like the sun is like on them, and it's just like this beautiful scene. Like they're so cute, and they look very good together, I will say that.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I loved that they had like this little like friends to lovers moment too, because like they were always friends, and then right before they like officially like kissed for the first time or whatever in the later seasons, they like were really close friends, and they kept like saying like, oh, we're just friends or whatever, and then they weren't.
Yeah, they weren't just friends. No, they're little cuties. You can't even deny that.
Klaroline is soulmates, you know, like they were the once in a lifetime kind of love. But Caroline definitely could have had her happy ever after with Stefan.
Yeah.
But in the long run, she was meant to end up with Klaus, you know?
No, yeah, she was meant to end up with Klaus, but Stefan was good for her. Like, they were both good for each other. We're soulmates.
Yeah. I feel like they both kind of lost their versions of epic loves. Like, Stefan lost Elena, and then Caroline lost Klaus. And so I feel like they just kind of, I don't know, like the...
I know what you're saying.
They found their way to each other at the end. You know? That's,
Yeah.
And so I feel like this isn't technically a Caroline couple, I will never consider it that, but we should mention Alaric and their whole little thing that happened when they were like gonna get married or whatever. That was so weird. Like,
I would never support that marriage. Like, Caroline was the mother of the kids, like technically, but I can't picture Alaric and Caroline anything more than like.
It's funny because like we're totally okay with like Klaus, and he's like 1,000 years old, but Alaric seems weird because it was her teacher.
I know, it was her teacher, and like
it's an adult figure in Elena's life. Like that's like Elena and Jeremy's like almost father, okay?
Literally.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't support that. No.
I think that also something that was weird with the time jump was I love this couple so much, but I wish we could have seen them actually get together. Instead, it's just like the time jump happened and all of a sudden Bonnie and Enzo were a couple.
I know.
And I love them together, but it was so strange and random. And I would have liked to seen them like actually become a couple.
I know. It was very quick if you think about it. Yeah, there's no build up. I don't like that there wasn't like a lot of build up. Like there was barely any build up, but they are
how
like,
did they become such close friends? And then how did they become
exactly
a couple? I don't, where did it come from?
It just spawned out of nothing.
Like they just appeared and they were like, we're a couple now. Okay.
And they were like deeply in love too. Like you could tell.
Yeah. Like not just like sort of dating on occasion. Like
in
soulmates,
love.
We're in love. We're going to spend the rest of our lives together.
But
that's a big jump.
They looked, I say this about every couple, but they looked really good together. And like they had such strong love for each other, which it showed. Like, yeah, I love Benzo.
Yeah, I definitely think they complemented each other very well. And they're just so cute. And like they really were perfect for each other. I just wish we could have seen them like grow to that point, you know?
No, yeah. I feel like another couples, well, since we're talking about Bonnie, I feel like we have to bring up Bonnie and Jeremy. I liked it at first, like a little bit, but
yeah, no, I think they could have been so cute too. Like I think they had potential.
It's just like the sister's best friend and brother. Like I feel like that happens in a lot of shows, but
such a good trope.
They looked really good together. Like,
yeah, no.
I don't know.
And then really Anna had to come back as a ghost.
Oh,
and
Anna.
I liked Anna too, but I was like, girl, you're dead. Let him move on.
Yeah, she's not my favorite, but like, I liked them for like an episode maybe. And then
yeah I thought they were cute together. But like once she was gone, she should have like. I mean, obviously she can't control whether she's a ghost or not. But like, why are you like going after him? Like, you know, it can't go anywhere. If you really loved him, why didn't you just let him go? You know?
Exactly. Do you think that Jeremy loved Bonnie or Anna more?
I think he loved them in different ways.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a good answer, actually.
Because I feel like he grew to love them the same amount because he thought that Anna was gone. Like, I don't think he would have fallen in love with Bonnie if Anna had still been around. But because Anna was gone, he then fell in love with Bonnie to the same amount that he was in love with her. And then she just came back and she was like, hey, guys. Hi, sisters.
Like, yeah. Hi, sisters. I feel like Jeremy and Bonnie was like a deeper, kind of more mature love. Like, more mature love is what I was looking for.
Yeah, they were definitely more mature and had more of like a deeper connection, you know?
Anna and Jeremy were just like, oh, like you fall in love in high school. Like, I love that person so much. Like, it's a cute little high school love.
Yeah, he was still getting over his emo phase. Like, he was just, he found her in a time of need. And she was also struggling. And I think they just kind of like, I don't know, grew together through their struggling.
Mm-hmm. The emo phase.
When he fell in love with Bonnie, he like had figured himself out a lot more, I think.
No, yeah, Bonnie helped. I feel like being with Bonnie helped Jeremy like kind of find himself and like bring himself back up because those early seasons were rough for Jeremy. Like he went through it.
Okay, so we kind of touched on Alaric earlier when we were talking about Klaroline, but he did have some good couples. So I feel like we need to talk about him and Joe and him and Aunt Jenna.
Rest in peace to both of them.
You know,
I absolutely
had bad luck.
Loved both couples. I know he did have bad luck. Like I do feel bad for Alaric in that sense, but I absolutely loved both couples. Like I feel like I can't pick which couple I love more though.
Yeah, it's so hard. I don't know. They both end so tragically. It like hurts me to think about.
I think him and Jenna were like more. Obviously, they were a younger love, and I really liked.
It was more of like a puppy love. I feel like.
Yeah, I liked their puppy love, and like I really did think they were gonna get married, and like they'd be together the whole show. Like they looked really good together. Yeah.
They were just so cute and fun and happy. For a minute, and they were just
thriving. Like he was new to the area, and then he finds this like great girl, and I was like, I am loving this for him. I'm loving it for her. It's just such a shame that it ended like that.
Yeah, and then of course Joe. They're so cute together. Also, I loved their story, and
they are really cute. He needed that. He needed her.
It's like so sad that she didn't even like.
It's really
sad
to
see her children as babies. Like
they had that connection and they had 2 children together, and then
I feel like in that episode of Legacies where Joe comes back for a minute.
Yeah.
Like that episode, I sobbed. It was
so
like,
sad.
Oh, it just like pulled on my heartstrings. Like watching the season 6 finale for the first time, literally like hurt my soul. Like that episode, they literally just killed off half the cast for funsies, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, just for fun. They like to do that in these the Vampire Diaries universe.
They tend to do that a lot.
So I heard you liked Elena and Elijah. Is that true?
I'm sorry. What was that? What did you say? Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Well, they have a little thing.
Yourself.
Okay, let's move on from that.
Yeah, I think that's it for the episode.
Yeah. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Bye. But okay, guys, well, that is the end of this episode on all of the Vampire Diaries ships. We can definitely we are doing another one on original ships, and if you guys want to hear one on legacy ships, I think we could very well do that as well.
Yes. And like always, if there's something more you wished we talk about, give us a DM on Instagram. It's notyouravagefangirl.pod. And if you want to follow my personal Instagram, it's addi.asks. And my TikTok is addison.brienne and Grace.
And mine is Live, Love, Ian Somerhalder on both platforms.
So go check it out. I think that's like pretty much it for the episode. Let us know which ship is your all-time favorite. I feel like we should mention that real quick. What ship is your all-time favorite?
Delena's my favorite.
I feel like for Vampire Diaries, mine is probably Klaroline, but I love Steroline too.
Yeah, no. I love Klaroline. That's like my second. Also, if you guys, as we were saying, like, please DM us. But if there's a ship we didn't mention and like you think was a good ship in the show, like let us know. Like we want to see other ships as well that we didn't bring up.
Yes, for sure.
All right. And that's it for this episode.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.